Hello, and thank you all so much for clicking on my video. Welcome to my channel, Lovely Moments Creating. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some DIYs that I created using fabric from the Dollar Tree along with some other items. For this first DIY, I have one of those wood signs, and then I have a half of sheet of this buffalo check fabric that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. As you can see, I'm flipping the sign over along with the fabric, and I am going to start hot gluing it to the bottom of the sign. Today's video is in collaboration with my sweet friend May from Craft Away with May. We are bringing you today some fall decor. After you finish watching my video, make sure that you click the link in the description box below so that you can watch the collab video from my friend May, along with check out her channel. She is so talented. I absolutely adore her and her channel. She is one of the sweetest people that I have met, and I'm super excited to see what she created. So when you visit her, make sure you tell her I said hello, and if you're coming over from her channel, welcome and thank you for stopping by. As I am hot gluing this to the bottom of the sign, as you can see, I am pleating it. So I'm just gathering a little piece and then hot gluing it because I want this to have a pleated look all the way along the bottom. So that is that first half a sheet of fabric, and as you can see, it's looking really cute. Now I'm just going to take some remaining fabric that I had, and I'm going to finish off the remaining part of the sign. Now I might cut this down some. It is a little long. I don't know yet. I may cut it down. So now that I have added it, I'm just going to cut off the hanging fabric from the end. I just was fixing a little pleat that I noticed wasn't attached to the sign, and now I'm just going to cut off the fabric hanging over. I'm going to make this a welcome sign, so I'm going to be using some poster letters from the Dollar Tree, and what I'm going to do first is just pull off all the letters that I'm going to be using to spell out the word welcome. Now this W, I end up replacing it with another W from another Dollar Tree poster letter sheet. It's just a different font. That one looked a little ripped, and I kind of just didn't like how it looked, so I decided to switch that out. Once I get all of my letters off, I'm just going to start placing them on the sign. I'm not pressing them all the way down first, just because I want to make sure that everything is spaced the way I want it. Once I get that done, I'll rub over them to secure them to the sign. And then just to make sure that this sign is really secure, I'm going to use some Mod Podge to go over the letters. I am going in with a generous amount because I just want to make sure that my letters stay on the sign nice and secured, and I'm just making sure that I add the glue over the sign so there won't be any shrieks. I'm just only going to embellish this a little bit with one of these buds off this sunflower pick that I got from Walmart. Walmart put out some really pretty fall picks, and I absolutely love the sunflowers. I just cut off that little stem, and I'm going to hot glue it right to the top, and that is it for my first sign using some fabric from the Dollar Tree, and I think this is just really cute. Moving along to the next DIY, I have one of these signs here from the Dollar Tree. I used this in a previous video. They have like apple pie recipe, pumpkin pie, apple cider. I absolutely love the frame of these. I found this really pretty fabric from the Dollar Tree that has these pumpkins on here, and I absolutely think this is the cutest fabric, so I knew I wanted to use it. What I'm going to do is measure how much I need to cut down, and I just creased it at the bottom and folded it, and that's how I'm going to measure how much I'm cutting off. And I'm just going to go in with my scissors and cut that off, and then I'm going to save that piece because I always save my pieces of fabric for other DIYs. I'm adding hot glue at the top and the bottom, and I'm going to place my fabric right on my sign. This is so simple and easy, and this amount of fabric is going to cover the front and the back of this sign. I'm going to flip it over and just stretched the fabric over. As you can see, it was just enough to finish off the back. I'm just making sure I'm pulling it tight and adding enough hot glue. Now, before I use my fabric, I steam my fabric or iron it just to get out any creases that's in there. Once I get that complete, I'm not Mod Podging any of my fabric. For the fall, I love fabric and different kind of textures, so I want to make sure I keep that fabric look. I'm going to be using one of these signs I got from the Dollar Tree, these round rustic signs with the jute hanger. I am going to just be pulling off that jute cord. I'm going to be using some of this Tuscan yellow chalk paint, and I do get this from Walmart. I actually got this one on clearance for 75 cents, and it's the brand that I always use, the Hello Hobby brand. I'm also going to be using the color Wave Light from the same brand, and I'm just going to distress this a little bit. This Wave Light color is like a dark green. I know you probably can't tell, but I really do like this color. And then what I'm going to do is hot glue this right to the middle of my sign, and all I'm doing is mimicking a pumpkin. What I'm going to be using is one of those stems from that bag of stems that I pick up from the Dollar Tree to add to the top to just make this look like a pumpkin. And then I'm also going to be using one of those phrases out of the pack from the Dollar Tree, and I chose the one that said Farm Fresh. They had Hello Autumn, Hello Fall. They had Blessed, some different ones, but I wanted to go with Farm Fresh because of all of the pumpkins. Now, I do have this pick here that I got from Dollar Tree as well of these acorns, and I'm just clipping off one of these little wire attachments to create the piece for the top of my pumpkin. I'm just using my fingers to bend it, and then I'm going to add a little hot glue just to secure that right down. I'm just trying to make sure I get the shape the way I want it. I'm going to add a little hot glue, and that is it. This is simple, but I absolutely love this for the fall season. I think this fabric was so pretty with these pumpkins. So this next DIY is a pair. I'm going to be using two different sizes of these burlap canvas frames from the Dollar Tree, and then I have some leftover fabric that I'm going to be using. What I'm going to do is I'm taking this sunflower fabric. I think this is really pretty as well. I'm just cutting this sheet in half because I do not need the entire sheet, and then what I'm going to do is attach this to this frame. Now, you can use staple gun, which what I originally was going to do, but I didn't realize I was out of staples, so I just had to use the hot glue, which works perfectly fine. It does the same thing that the staples would do, which is secure it. So I just did my sides first, and then what I'm going to do is cut down the fabric because I don't need so much, and I only want this attached to the frame, and then that way I can use the extra fabric for something else. And then as you can see, I'm going over it with the hot glue and just folding it forward. I'm trying to pull in the ends a little bit so that it can be tight to the frame. So after I do this side, I'm just going to flip it over and cut off the excess fabric on the other side and tack that down as well. Now, I really love this DIY. I love the fabrics. Once again, I love bringing fabric into the fall, and I like pieces that you can cluster in front and behind of other pieces. So these are definitely layer decor pieces. So once I get this frame done, I am just going to do the other smaller frame, but I'm going to be using the buffalo check fabric for that one. So I'm doing the same thing, just cutting the fabric down to size, only because I don't want to waste too much fabric and I don't need that amount. I'm tacking down the ends first, applying the hot glue and just pressing the fabric right on top. I'm flipping it over and doing the same thing to the other side, and just pretty much repeating the same process I did to the first frame. I'm trying to pull those ends in and just making sure I add enough glue to tack everything down. As a reminder, don't forget to check the description box below so that you can see what my friend May has created. I cannot wait. I am super excited to see what she come up with because she is so talented, and I know she's going to knock it out of the park for the fall season. So now what I'm doing is taking two of these stems that I got from the Dollar Tree of these sunflowers, and I'm taking one of each color, and all I'm going to do is attach these to the smaller frame with the buffalo check fabric, and I'm just using hot glue to attach those two. Once I get that done, that is it for these, and these are just some layering pieces. I thought this was a really cute use of the fabric, and I think it's just absolutely beautiful for the fall. So with the leftover fabric from the previous DIY, I'm going to fold this and cut this in half. Now I have done this before on my channel where I create pumpkins using the little hair donuts out of the beauty section of the Dollar Tree. And I just thought that this fabric would be great for pumpkins. I love different kind of pumpkins and prints, and I just had to do two of these using that fabric. So what I do is just place the little donut right in the center of the fabric, and I just tuck everything inside of the hole, just making sure that I create like that crease. But as you fold it in, it's going to create the form anyway. And then to create a stem, I'm going to use one of the stems from the Dollar Tree out of that bag, and I'm just going to add some hot glue right in the center of the fabric. I'm just pushing it down a little bit first, and then I'm going to add in the stem just to make sure it's secure and it fits. So adorable, and all I'm doing is repeating that step because I am going to be creating two of these, and I think these are so adorable. And I'm just going to choose the stem for that one as well, press it down, and then I'm going to add some hot glue to secure it. Now I am going to cut off pieces of that wire off of that acorn pick that I had, and I did add those little pieces right next to the stem, and I absolutely love these pumpkins. They are so adorable. Now for the next DIY, I love this because I love um, wrapping fabric around pretty much anything, but definitely a cozy candle. So I'm going to be wrapping this fabric around one of the LED candles from the Dollar Tree. You can use any LED candle. I just think this is so cute and cozy. All I'm doing right now is just folding this fabric, folding the ends in because I don't want you to be able to see the rough ends on this candle, and I do end up having to fold it in half again so it can fit the size. So I just measured it and I realized that I wanted it smaller so I won't cover the battery pack, so I just folded it in half again, and now I'm just rolling the candle in there. I am going to tack this down with some hot glue, but as you can see, I didn't squeeze it tight. I wanted to have a very loose fit so that I can add my jute twine. So once I get that on there, I'm just going to take the jute twine and I'm going to hold it and just wrap it around that fabric, cinching it in all the way through and all the way down. And it's kind of puffing the fabric out a little bit, giving it like that gathered cozy look. So then I'm just going to tack that down with some hot glue. Now I'm going to be using some of that berry garland from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be wrapping that around the candle as well. I'm just removing it from the paper. Now you have to tuck a piece in to the jute cord that's already there so it won't unravel. As you see, I'm wrapping it around, and when I get to the bottom, it unraveled because I didn't first tuck it under the jute cord, which you can see I'm doing now. And I'm just going to rewrap it, and I'm also going to be tucking in the bottom piece as well, and that is it. I absolutely love this. I think this is very rustic. It's so adorable. Screams cozy fall season. Love it. Now in my last fall video, which I will link in the description box below, I made a sunflower that is hilarious, a sunflower sign using some sunflower fabric from the Dollar Tree, along with one of these 11 by 14 canvases that's not on the frame. I'm doing that same technique, but when I found this fabric, I knew I wanted to cover it in one of these boards, but I'm not going to add any attachments to it. I'm not going to make it a sign by adding any words or anything, because I love this fabric so much, and the prints on here, I love the rain boots. All of this is so adorable that I wanted to use this as a layer piece. So as you can see, I'm just adding hot glue and wrapping the fabric around. And like I said, I did make a sweet fall sign with some other fabric from the Dollar Tree, and I'll link that video in the description box below. Now I am going to cover the back of this up with some of that craft paper that I pick up from the Dollar Tree, and that is going to be it for this. I thought this would be a cute layering piece for the fall season because all of the prints are so adorable, and I absolutely love this piece and how it turned out. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I did. If so, please remember to give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel because I would love to have you here. As always, in the comment section below, let me know which one were your favorite. And don't forget, today's video is in collaboration with a friend of mine. Her name is May from Craft Away with May. Please click on the link, check her out. You're gonna love her just as much as I do. Tell my sweet friend I said hello. And until next time, stay safe so that I can see you in the next video.